This video is brought to you by hoodbeast.com. Design your own custom hoodies. hoodbeast.com.
What's up, everybody? I'm Seth Fowler, and today I'm talking about my top 10 most anticipated sneaker releases for the rest of the year. This year has gone by crazy fast. I can't even really keep track of it anymore, and the amount of great sneakers that have dropped this year is pretty impressive. We've had a lot of great Ultra Boost releases, Yeezy releases, Air Jordan releases, in particular the Royals, which is one of my favorites. And the good news is the year isn't over yet, so we've still got a bunch of great releases to look forward to. So as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, this is my list for my top 10 most anticipated sneaker releases of the rest of the year. This list is all personal opinion. These are sneakers that I'm excited for, so if you guys have sneakers that you're excited for, make sure to drop a comment in the comment section down below and let me know what they are. So without further ado, let's jump right into the list. Coming in at number 10, it's the Pharrell NMD Human Race Trail. Pharrell's been dropping a lot of sneakers with Adidas recently. Last year, he dropped the Human Race NMDs, which everyone went crazy for. This year, he's been dropping a lot of colorways of the less hyped tennis hue. Of course, the difference being with the tennis hue that's actually his sneaker, whereas the NMD is just a variant of the NMD. Ever since last year, everyone's been hyped on the Pharrell NMDs, and of course, that's not going to change now. And this year, Adidas is bringing out a slightly different variant of that shoe, the NMD Trail. The silhouette is very similar to last year's model, except this time around, Adidas changed it up a little bit by changing up the outsole of the shoe. The Human Race NMD no longer has the flat standard NMD outsole. They've actually switched it out for the Trail outsole, which Adidas has used on other collaborations in the past. I'm not a huge fan of the Trail outsole myself. I've done reviews of other sneakers that have it. It doesn't really make too big of a difference, and I don't really think it lends itself to the Pharrell NMD, but I also don't think it ruins the sneaker. What I will say though, and this is another reason why the sneaker is number 10 on the list and not higher, is that I think some of the colorways that are dropping are awesome, like the black and white and gray colorway. I think that's super clean. But then you've got other colorways dropping, like the flesh toned one, which I think it's garbage, to be honest, but that's just me. The sneaker drops in early November in a couple different colorways, so if you're trying to grab a pair for yourself, make sure to hit up all your plugs, get the Adidas Confirmed app, because it's most likely going to be very limited. Everyone always gives me crap for sweating in the video, but it's because it's summer and the air conditioner is really loud, so it totally ruined the video, so I have to sweat for you guys. Coming in at number 9 on the list, it's one of the holiday release Air Jordan 11s, the Air Jordan 11 Midnight Navy. Nothing's too crazy about this release. It's kind of just your standard Air Jordan 11, except this time around in a dark navy colorway, which I think is pretty clean. Most sneaker sites are reporting that this shoe will drop on November 24th for $220, and after tax, that's almost a quarter of a grand. So if you guys are planning to grab this sneaker, make sure to start saving up now. Coming in at number 8, it's the Adidas and Neighborhood collaboration on the NMD. This NMD collaboration hasn't officially been announced by Adidas or Neighborhood, but there are some really high-res images coming out, which makes you believe it's gonna drop sooner than later. If you guys are into NMD collaborations, you're gonna love this sneaker because it's an all-black NMD upper and midsole with some white detailing, which I think looks great. Number 7 on the list is the newest Air Jordan model to release, the Air Jordan 32. Now, not much is known about the Air Jordan 32. There has been one leaked image of like the top part of the upper, but really not much else is known. Because the Air Jordan 31 from last year was based on the Air Jordan 1, it's expected that this sneaker will be based on the Air Jordan 2. And if you look at the image of the shoe, you definitely can see some inspiration coming from the original Air Jordan 2 colorway. The Air Jordan 31 was actually a pretty great basketball shoe, except for the kind of lousy traction. So I'm really excited to see how the 32 performs, and hopefully they've improved on what was lacking on the Air Jordan 31. I think most people, including myself, weren't ever really a huge fan of the Air Jordan 2, so I'm not too excited about how the sneaker is going to look. I'm more excited about the performance aspects of it. Dropping in at number 6, it's any of the remaining Yeezy 350 V2s coming out this year. There have been tons of rumors and leaks of new colorways of the Yeezy 350 V2. I've kind of given up keeping track of them because it's really pointless at this point. You've got more muted light blue colorways, you've got crazy neon colorways. I hate the neon colorway, but of course, because it's a Yeezy, I'm still gonna try and grab it because you know what? Yeezy resale is poppin', and I could use the money to buy something I actually want. But whether or not I'm lucky enough to grab any of these new Yeezys dropping is a completely different story. We'll just have to wait and see. I don't want to spend too much time on these guys because they're Yeezys. It's really not a new shoe, it's just a different colorway. Not anything too crazy. Coming in at number 5, it's a sneaker that releases in the next week or two, the Ultra Boost ATR Mid. As you guys all know, I'm a fan of anything Ultra Boost, so whenever there's a new Ultra Boost silhouette dropping, I've gotta cop it. The ATR Mid is no exception. I think it's a really cool looking sneaker, especially in that tan colorway that's supposed to be dropping first. I don't know too much about the sneaker other than the fact that it's an Ultra Boost and that it's a mid. and that I'm probably gonna wait in line for it as soon as it drops. This shoe couldn't have been put in a better place at number 4 because, of course, it's the Under Armour Curry 4. The Curry line has consistently brought out excellent basketball performers. They've never been too great in the cushioning department, but that's only because Curry doesn't really need too much cushioning. They've been great sneakers for me, and I'm really excited to test out the next model. From leaked images, it actually kind of looks like it's gonna be a nice looking sneaker, which is kind of surprising because the Curry 3 was just such a piece of hot garbage. Looks wise. It performed pretty well. Some of the colorways that are dropping make the shoe look even better, like the black colorway and the white colorway. I'm really stoked to grab a pair, and I'll make sure to bring out a review as soon as they drop. Coming in at number 3 on the list is the Adidas Futurecraft. If you guys have watched me for a while, you know that professionally I'm an industrial designer, so I work a lot with sketching and CAD and 3D printing. So a sneaker that has 3D printing as the entire midsole of the shoe is really, really cool. Of course, this isn't the first time there's been a 3D printed midsole on a sneaker. Under Armour did it first a couple years ago, then Adidas brought out some other Futurecraft models, which of course I couldn't grab because they were crazy expensive. So if you guys remember from a couple months ago, I grabbed a pair of the newest Under Armour 3D printed shoes and did a review on those guys. So if you want to check those out, make sure to click the link at the top of the screen. But there's just something really exciting about 3D printing shoes and creating something that can't be created throughout traditional manufacturing techniques. I think it's super sick, and I can't wait to try them on if I get a chance to. If resale ends up being under $1,000, I'll try and grab a pair, but you know it's gonna be a lot. Coming in at number 2 on the list, it's a sneaker that everyone hated a couple months ago when it was first leaked, and now everyone's excited about. It's the Air Jordan 1 OffWhite. The OffWhite Air Jordan 1 is a funky looking sneaker, and I've always dug it. And I'm not saying that to be a dick, but if you go back to my previous tweets, I was never negative about it. I thought it was a really cool looking sneaker. Everyone was so quick to call this shoe trash as soon as leaked images came out. And let's be honest, the leaked images look just like the current images. You can't say that there's like better images that make it look better, because they don't. It's the same thing. If you Google the OffWhite Air Jordan 1 and look at the early images of it from like June or April or May or whenever it first was announced, and then read the comments on any website, every comment calls the shoe trash. And then if you go back to the same websites and look at their newest articles about it, everyone's about it. Guys, it just goes to show that hype drives the market. So the reason this shoe is number 2 on my list is not because it's hyped at all. It's because I genuinely think it's a nice looking sneaker. I also kind of dig OffWhite. I have a OffWhite camera strap that a friend of mine made for me out of a OffWhite belt, so I do dig the brand, and I think what they did with the Air Jordan 1, and honestly most of the other sneakers in the OffWhite Nike collection, is great. And one last thing before I move on to the next sneaker, the rumored release of September 1st is not actually true. Some of the collection is getting released in super limited qualities at like one Nike lab and at some event in the middle of September, and then the entire collection is getting a wider release in November. And then finally coming in at number 1 on the list is the Ultra Boost 4.0. Ultra Boosts have consistently been one of my favorite sneakers, and I don't think that's going to change with the Ultra Boost 4.0. In fact, I think the sneaker is going to be largely the same as all the previous Ultra Boosts, except the prime knit pattern is changing up a little bit. I just think it's a great looking sneaker. I'm really excited for all the colorways that I've seen, and I can't wait for it to drop. That pretty much wraps up the list for me today, guys. Make sure to leave a comment in the comment section down below letting me know what your most anticipated releases for the rest of the year are. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe to me, Seth Fowler, if you want to see more content just like this, and follow me on all other forms of social media. The links will be in the description below.